Okay, good. So, the first part, intro. For a couple of years I've been shooting with Fujifilm cameras. And when you buy a camera like this, with a dedicated screen that shows you the film stock that you are using, you know what you're trying to get or achieve. A pure manual, old-school photography experience and a film look to your digital photograph. And speaking of street photography, it's not about the latest camera or the sharpest lens. I mentioned in my previous videos that a razor sharp image all the way from the middle to its corners won't make a big difference if you miss the moment. With that being said, I don't feel like I need the best and most expensive Fuji lenses to get great results, and although I own 35mm f2 and 16mm f1.4, today I'm leaving these Fuji lenses on the shelf and going out to shoot with these old guys. The lenses I'm talking about are Carl Zeiss, Canon FD, and all Minolta lenses. These are extremely cheap lenses that you can adapt to your Fuji camera. But if you want to adapt these old lenses to a new camera body, you need to have one of these adapters. I started using adapters long before adapting vintage lenses to Fuji. When I had my first DSLR and no money for expensive lens, I picked up a Minolta to Nikon adapter because I owned the old Minolta camera. So when you get your adapter in the vintage lens and you put it on your camera body, there is one more thing that you need to do in order to make it work. So you need to go to your settings. We have to go here in button and dial settings and find this shoot without lens and turn it on. Now you're good to go, but let me tell you one more thing that will help you if you're shooting with XPRO series. So there is a mount adapter setting right here, and here you can change the focal length of the lens that you're currently using. And then in your viewfinder you'll see that the square that represents the borders of your shot going to change with the focal length that you chose. So that was for Fuji XPRO 3, and now let me show you the same process for Fuji XPRO 1. It's actually even easier with this camera. So you go to shooting menu 3 and then you choose shoot without lens and turn it on. And above it you can choose your mount adapter setting. So this camera is actually a great budget version. Instead of buying XPRO 3 body, which is now around $1,500, you can go buy this on eBay for $200, then the adapter for 10 or 15, and the lens for around 30. There are some more expensive adapters that will allow you to autofocus with your camera, but I'm using the old lenses, which are completely manual, in order to use them on my Fuji body. I bought a lot of adapters. These are like 10 to 15 bucks for each adapter, so it's not gonna break your budget, but it's a good purchase for its money. In order to compare and find out have I achieved that film look to my digital photograph, I went out shooting not only with my digital Fujifilm camera, but I also grabbed my film camera Minolta X500. The video about film photography is coming soon, so stay tuned. I'm going to show you a couple of photographs that I took that day, and if you want, you can try to guess which one I took with my digital camera and which one was taken with a film camera. The photographs that you see here are JPEGs straight out of the camera. I haven't edited them at all, just added a little bit of grain, and that's all I did. But again, shooting with old manual lenses and Fuji XPRO 3 is a lot of fun. And I love this experience when you're totally in control of your camera, your settings and the way you shoot. I definitely recommend you to try to shoot with adapted lenses if you haven't done this before. And for more content like this, please subscribe and follow the updates on the channel. Thank you.